Again, I want to thank you for being here. We had the opportunity to see this show today, and I was so impressed. It was so nice to sit in the audience and watch these students just play from their hearts, and I couldn't believe how well in one short year their gift of music and all of their practice and it just all came together, and they really did a great job. And it wouldn't have happened, none of it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for, well, Mrs. V, of course, who started the ball rolling with our intermediate band instructor, Miss Reynolds. So if you want to stand for, we would like to thank you for... And also for getting us started with beginner band, Carrie Proctor. Thank you, Carrie. And our orchestra under the direction of Karen Van Eeker. Karen, thank you. You know, it just takes a very special person, and I just love seeing you come in, and the three of you, and get started, and you always have smiles, and you always have, it just looks like you really love what you do, and I think that's what the children are picking up. So thank you. I think we were one of the first middle schools to really make the connection, with the high school and get students involved. And now I think you have 3 more schools, 3 or 4. So we'll have more middle schools that will be starting with band in the fall. So that's a good blessing for us being able to send students off to high school with the gift of music. So on the back of your program is a little prayer, and I thought we would begin with that. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. O Lord, please bless this music, that it might glorify your name. May the talent that you have bestowed upon me be used only to serve you. Let this music be a witness to your majesty and love, and remind us that you are always watching and listening from your throne above. May your presence and beauty be found in every note, and may the words that are sung reach the hearts of your people, so they will draw closer to you. May your Spirit guide us through every measure, so that we might be instruments of your peace, and proclaim your glory with loud voices. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Students, thank you, and we'll begin the show.
All right. Thank you very much, Kathy, and thank you for all coming. We are very excited for this concert, and we've been looking forward to it for a long time. We had a nice warm-up today during school, so now we're ready to give you an even better show, I think. So this is the beginning orchestra, and these lovely students started in September, so they really haven't even been playing for that long. And if you remember, if you were here for the last concert, you remember all the songs they did were with pizzicato. So everyone just do some pizzicato, just to remind them what it sounded like. Yeah. So, if you remember it sounded like popcorn a little bit or something like that. And so after that concert, we really started working on how to hold the bow, which is a very complicated thing. So it took a lot of practice, and we also tested for our bowing licenses, and they all passed. And so now we use our bow pretty much for everything, except you will see some pizzicato sometime today, so watch for that. So I hope you enjoy the new sounds that you hear. They're very good, and we're loving to use our bow and make those smooth sounds. So our first song is what we do almost every day in the warm-up, and that's called the scale. And we're going to split up into 2 groups, and we're going to do a round. And it's really cool because you get to hear harmony. And it's really fun to hear that. So this is our D major scale with our pepperoni pizza rhythm. So you can listen for the pepperoni pizza rhythm as well. not quite yet. They had the notes written in the books, and then right about now they started taking away all those letter names. So they're now reading the notes with no help, no letter names, and no finger numbers. So that was kind of the fun thing on this one. Also, you'll see them crossing their strings a lot, which is a really tricky technique. So watch for that during grading. Is we call it a Mozart melody because that's what it's called in our book, but it's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I just want to say thank you to all the parents for bringing your kids at 7:15 in the morning. It's a really early time, and they're always so happy and awake, and they help wake me up, so that's good. But thank you to all the parents for making the sacrifice to drive them that early, and I think it's worth it. We have lots of fun. So hope you enjoy Mozart time. adjustment here, so give us a minute.
And we are changing the schedule a little bit, so instead of beginning band next, we're going to have intermediate orchestra, and then the combined orchestra, and then beginning band and intermediate.
but we have lots of fun. There's lots of giggles that go on in the morning. But we have a lot of fun, and they have come a long way as well. We started last January, so not this past January, but the one before that. So only just a few months longer than the beginning orchestra. So you'll see the progression that happens just in a few short months. So we are definitely playing with the bow, and we've been learning some new techniques. One of those techniques is called an F natural. So far we've only been playing F sharps, but now we're playing F naturals. So we're going to demonstrate what we mean by that. So can you guys play F sharp for me? Okay, so that's what you've been hearing in the beginning group a lot. Now they're going to squish their two fingers together. We call this a squishy two. It's going to sound really cool. So those are F naturals. And that technique we're going to use in this first piece, which is called the snake charm. So, here's you. We started doing some part songs, so where, even though there's 3 of them, this is actually quite hard to do when you might be the only one on your part or the only 2 on your part. So this is some high-level chamber music playing that they're really doing right now. But they also will play a melody line, and Sage and Clara will play a harmony line. And this piece is really slow and smooth and very calming, so I hope you enjoy Chorale. It's called Liberty, and we've really liked this one. It's a more upbeat tune. It's a American hoedown. So I'm going to play a backup part, which has some harmony, and they're going to play the melody on this one. Clara's got my back. She's got my music going. Where are you? thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kathy. I really appreciate you giving us this opportunity for the program and also for the concert. And we hope you enjoy this last one. This is by far our favorite one, I think. It's really fun to play with a bigger group. And what's really cool about this one is that it's a fiddle tune. And it started out with just the tune Violin Cabbage Down. But there's all these different variations that we have. So Lillian plays the viola, and it might be a little hard to tell, but her viola is slightly bigger than a violin. So her part is all on her own, so she has her own unique part. Will is a little more obvious that he plays a different instrument. Will's got the cello, and he has his very own part as well, so you'll hear some solos coming from those two. Beginning violins, raise your hand. So these four are going to be playing an entirely different part. And then Sage and Clara will be playing an entirely different part. And then Elsa, you'll hear doing this little break occasionally on top, which is a whole nother part. And I'm going to back it up with the piano. So it's going to be really cool. So we hope you enjoy Cabbage Down. And feel free to clap along if you so desire. I'm just going to test this out. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Let's get our instruments up. One, two, and go.
Proctor. I'm a junior music ed student at CU, and this is actually my first semester getting to work with the beginning band. So I started with them in January, but they've been playing their instruments since about September. They were working with another teacher from CU. The first thing that we're going to play is called Theme from Symphony No. 1 by Brahms. So this is from a big orchestral work. So if you went down to watch the CSO in Denver, you might hear them play this sometime. But this worked on a new skill for us. It worked on something called a pickup note. and they also learned how to play slurs. It's based off the song about the Erie Canal. In our book, it's called Erie Canal Capers, but this was another time where we practiced working with a pick-up note. And another new skill that we learned this semester was how to play eighth notes. So you'll hear lots of eighth notes in this one. Now, when the students learned this song, they actually learned it, it's called Learning by Rote. So every day when we come into band class, we do a warm-up where I play rhythms and different notes for them, and they have to repeat it back without looking at any music. They do it by ear. And this song, we learned completely by ear, and it just so happens to also be in our book.
We're just playing it straight through. Okay. But our beginning band's pretty small, so hopefully if you have more kids come in, they'll join the band or the orchestra. All right, come on up. So that's why I'm gonna go in front. You can move this. Scooch and Wiley's like right next to that keyboard. And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to share. And then Julian might have to stand up the keyboard. Okay, sorry. All right. This is the intermediate band. We have like 16 or so students. Lane is sick. She plays the flute. We're sad that she can't be here, but Mrs. Van Aker, Miss Van Aker's going to play her part for us, which is awesome. I did leave a name off of the program. Zoe Duchesne plays the clarinet. Sorry, I left her off. And I also wrote Ivy Anderson instead of Elsa. So yes, it is Elsa's in both band and orchestra, not their mother. Sorry. I wrote this in a hurry this morning, so yeah. And I wanted to give a big thanks to Spencer Duchesne for filming every event that we have, mostly here and especially at the high school. He puts a lot of hard work into filming and editing everything, putting it on YouTube for us so that we don't have to hire a professional videographer. So very grateful. We're going to warm up with our scale and arpeggio and thirds like we do every day, or every other day. Okay, concert beat flat. Page 42, everybody have it? Okay, just a second. Yeah, put it on the stand. There we go. Maybe between the two of you guys you can share somehow. Or, yeah. There are 12 major scales, and we've learned 4 so far. So most of us have learned about 4. So that's great. We're on a good start. And hopefully most of you will remember at the Christmas concert, I said we were doing a grade .5. And I think you'll find that our last piece is a little harder. So we're doing great. I don't even know the grade of it, but I'll show you when we get there. Or we can decide. All right, our next song. Yeah, go for it. Sorry. Our next song is called Deo. If some of you, we like to call it the banana boat song. If you've ever seen the movie Beetlejuice, it's that song they sing and dance to with the crazy outfits and stuff. So we kind of like this. Hopefully it'll make you want to dance. I'm sorry. And if you have any stands or change you want to donate, no, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Deo. Oh, thank you. Remember your... cloudy day. This piece is in 3 parts. So we'll have some of us playing part A, some on part B, and some on part C. So my challenge to you guys is to listen for all 3 parts. Okay? All right. So you're on A, right, Anna? Can you play A? And Zoe, you're on B? Okay. Guys okay? Figure it out. Our next song is called Medieval Legend. This band got the opportunity to perform this piece with our high school band, and we had a really good time aside from waiting for the whole concert until the end, which we're going to change for next year, but it was still really great, and we loved it so much we wanted to keep it on our program. So Medieval Legend. in like 5, maybe 6 rehearsals. We didn't have to spend very much time on it at all. And in fact, we got to split up when the book fair was going on in the music room. We got to go down beneath the chapel and split up into groups, and we actually, each student taught their group like their own sections. So we had some student teaching going on here, and they did a really great job, so I'm proud of them. This piece I got from the high school and brought it to this group, so I would say we're looking at a grade 2. Can I see you play this at the high school, the Tempest? Probably. You can tell me after if you recognize it. All right, this is supposed to make us feel mysterious in the beginning, so that's our goal. started at a younger age. So thank you. We appreciate your support, and thank you, Kathy.
And thank you, and if I just ask our other instructors to come up for a minute, not the students, and then I'll bring you up in a minute, but actually I could use you for a minute. So, just a small token of our appreciation for all that you've done for our students. Thank you. And again, thank you, Mr. Duchesne and parents. We could not have this program without your support. So thank you so much. I know how hard it is to keep all things in balance. But thank you so much for encouraging your children to be musicians. Students, let's have all of our students stand now. off the hook.